This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all. So welcome to performance testing with JMeter session. Right, go to master level, and today will be demo 2. So it's like day 2 also you can say, right? But since we are keeping it open, that's why we say it's a demo 2. So in day 1 or demo 1, we discuss about what is performance testing and what is JMeter, and few of these point we discuss, correct? Right? Why we learn JMeter and other things. Now today we'll talk about these topics, right? Like in introduction, understanding JMeter is not browser installation, and some stuff related to that, right? So that is the thing. So starting with the introduction. So JMeter is an open source performance testing tool, or you can say application or software, right? Then it's 100% Java based application. Means it's purely developed using Java language, right? So any product in the market is developed on some language, right? So right, so this JMeter is developed on Java language, purely on Java language. Okay, it's an it's a platform independent tool. So it meaning of this is you can use JMeter on Windows OS, or if you have Mac OS, you can use there, or if you have Linux, Unix, Ubuntu, you can use there. Okay, then JMeter history and versions, right? So parent organization of JMeter is Apache Software Foundation. Then this about this Apache Software Foundation. Okay, other products that it has given in the IT industry is like Apache Tomcat Java server, Apache HTTP for web servers. These are actually servers, right? Tomcat you must have heard, right? Tomcat. Then Jenkins, correct? Jenkins, Maven, right? So these tool, right? Who have developed this tool, or who is the organization? Apache Software Foundation. The same fellow has that same organization has developed JMeter as well. Now the employee name, right, who developed that was Stephen Machuchi, like however you pronounce, this is the name. Okay, was of the Apache Software Foundation, was the original developer of JMeter. Official site, right? So let us visit the official site. So we'll open Google Chrome and just type here Google JMeter in Google. You will see this is the link. Okay, jmeter.apache.org. Let us open that. So this is the official website. Okay, and yeah, you can read about this something on this. All right. So it's a very small website. It's not that much detail. It has around 80 to 20 pages are there, not more than that. Okay, it's just a static website, right? On left hand side, you will see some links will be there, right? Now to download. Oh, okay. So before download, current version, right? So yeah, to download JMeter, so on this website, you will see this on left hand side. You see this download releases. So you have to click on that, and it will take you to the download page. So you see latest version of JMeter is 5.4.1, correct? 5.4.1, and from here you can download. So for download, I'll come later on, which one to download and whatever. And here you can see it requires Java 8 plus, right? So I'll come to this point as well. First, let us discuss some more other points. Now, so here from here we can download. Now, uh, just a second. Yeah. So current version, right, 5.4.1. Now, if you want to read, so this optional thing that I'm talking about. Suppose, see, in every version some changes comes, right? Let us say every few like every few months we get WhatsApp update. So like new version, right? So some changes come. Same way with JMeter as well. With every version some changes comes. So if you want to read about the changes, right, so you can visit these links, correct? So let us say you want to read about what are the changes that were made in this current version. So this is the link on this yeah, here on right hand side you see release notes. If you click on not right hand side, left hand side, if you see your release notes, if you click on that, so you'll get a page where all the changes related to 5.4.1 will be there, right? No need to read it now, because you will be confused. You will not understand anything right now. Just remember this for the future. Then if you want to read about the changes that were made in the previous version, right? So you can read by clicking over here. You see history of previous version. So if you click here, you will get what were the changes in 5.4, like that. This page is very big. If I just scroll, you see how big it is. It's very big piece. And it's started. Uh, so here they have kept from JMeter 1.0 whatever the changes has been there. So from this, they till 5.4, right? Till 5.4, you see they have kept, right? And for latest version, as I said, it was there on the previous page. Okay. So you should not read now, but after finishing the course, you should read, but not all, right? Not all. No need to remember all. What you have to remember that I'm going to tell. Okay, and from where you can download the previous version. So JMeter has a very beauty. Okay, they keep everything. So let us say you want to download previous version, right? Previous version. So again, you go to download releases, where the latest version is there. If you just scroll down, you'll see this archives, right? Archives. So in this, you see this middle one, the JMeter, Apache JMeter archives. Just click on that link, and then here on the next page, you click on this link called binaries. Okay, binaries. Click on this, and you see when you click on this, you see all the previous version like 2.0. Jeep is there, then TGZ is there. So what is difference between TGZ or Jeep? I'll explain. Okay, do not worry. But if you see here, everything, all the previous version, the latest version, 2.8, 4, 3, every version is kept, right? You can download from this. Now, why I'm talking about that, right? So let us say one of you, after having this course and you have practiced everything and you are all well through, then you want to put that in your resume, and you want to show that, hey, I have worked for 2 to 3 years in JMeter, right? Right, if you want to say so, you will obviously show your past, right? Like suppose you are going to search job in November this year. So you will show that from 3 years or from 2 years I'm working. So you are working means from 2019, right? Like that, from 2019, you can say, yeah, from 2019 I'm working. So sometime interviewer can ask like, with which version of JMeter you started, correct? Right, you got the point. So if you say that from 2 years or 2.5 years or 3 years I'm working in JMeter, means I'm working from 2019. I mean 2019, which version was there, that you have to know, right? So sometimes tricky question comes. So for that, at least that homework you have to do, that, hey, so if I am uh, using JMeter from 2019, then in 2019 which JMeter was there, so that you can have an idea from these releases notes, right? And by going to the history page here, it will tell you. Okay, right? Or which version, right? Or here a date, sorry, date will be available over here. Just a second. We'll go to download releases, then archives. So, and then binaries, as I said. So that date, right? Suppose in 2009, which JMeter you can find from here? 2016, 17, 18, 19, right? You see 19. Now, in which month? In that time, let us say 5.1.1 or like that, right? And a little bit about, you can learn that what is the changes made in the recent version, what was the change in that version, like that few things, right? So that's why this overall idea. This latest version got released this year only in January 20, 2021. Okay. So you got the idea, like, about latest version, from where to download, from where to read the changes about latest version, where to download the old version, where to read the changes about the old version, right? Why we should know? Only when suppose you are putting a, a kind of showing a experience, right? So that time little bit just knowledge we should have. Next, okay, protocol supported by JMeter. So this all thing, it's clearly given on the website of JMeter also. I have taken from there. if we go to the JMeter website, so these are the protocols supported like web HTTP, web services, FTP, database, SMTP, and some other things are there. So in this, we will be covering HTTP, SOAP, FTP, how to create database. Okay. Yeah. So all these fours we will see. I'll share a link also to how to do through SMTP testing that also. Okay. Now, so that is thing. Now, one more thing. Going forward, whenever we use JMeter, you will see that JMeter behaves as a browser, like how this is a browser, right? How it is. So you will see that JMeter behaves as a browser. But remember, JMeter is not a browser. Okay, very important. Sometimes people can ask a tricky question on that. So why it's not a browser? You can read from here. It do not renders the JavaScript pages, right? It do not renders or it do not execute the JavaScript pages. Okay, not right, or it do not perform all the actions supported by browser, right? So it doesn't perform all the actions supported by browser, plus it does not execute JavaScript found on the page. Now what is JavaScript? If you do not know, I'll explain, right, from the next session, correct? So it's not a browser, correct? It behaves as a browser. Remember, it looks like a browser, means it behaves as a browser, but it's not a browser. Now features of JMeter, right? So as I said, it's open source, no license needed. You do not have to ask anyone to use it. It's friendly graphical user interface, platform independent, right? As I said, we can use on any of the three OS. Even it has images for Docker as well, right? So just a second. Uh, Docker, it has Docker image as well. Okay. So you see, that is what platform independence. Then um, multi-threading framework means we can generate more number of user load, right? There is no limitation. Visualize test result. We can see the test result. Installation is very easy. Okay. Highly extensible means it can be integrated with many other tools, right? Unlimited testing capability means no restriction, correct, in testing. Then it supports multiple protocol that we have just seen, right? So this is what features. Then next will be uh, yeah, how a JMeter performance, how a performance testing tool like JMeter works. Okay, so here I put the same point in written manner, right? Now now how a performance testing tool like JMeter works, or what is the JMeter working flow with an illustration diagram. So you remember in last day what we talked, like how what a performance testing tools do, right? So it simulates the real user behavior in the form of the scripting. Then they generate the user load in form of view users, and then getting the test statics and result, right? So if you see virtual users will be generated, right? You see virtual 1 2 3, right? um, why we call virtual? Because they are tool generated, right? Tools generated, so virtual users, n number of virtual users, and then they will be doing the real world user scenario, right? Real world user scenario with the application, right? Application. So virtual load user generation, then performing the real world user scenario. All users will be doing that. And then yeah, they will be putting the load on the application apart from. And the so that is first point. Second point, and that third point is, after doing all this thing, getting the response time, you right, and other performance matrices. That is what that is what any tools does, or any tools, any performance testing tool work like that. Okay. So you can see in written manner, right? uh, creating the users, then putting on the server, when server responds, verifying all the responses, then gathering the performance matrices. That performance matrices will be converted into performance report, right? Like now come to the installation thing, right? So installation, first we need Java installation. Why Java installation? So if you see here where in the download releases, if you see here, it requires Java 8, right? Means what? What we have learned now that this JMeter is purely developed on Java language, correct? Java language. So we need some Java libraries to be installed in our system to work so that any Java application can work, right? So it's kind of mandatory thing. Suppose you are using any Java application, you have to install Java, right? Or let us say Java developers, or suppose Selenium people who are doing Selenium automation through uh, Java. So they also need the Java libraries, the Java to be installed, right? So that is prerequisite. It's a mandatory thing. So in that Java, right? So we have to install the Java, and then we have to set up the environment on system variable or home path setup, right? So how to do that, that also we'll see. Now in Java, two things come: JDK and JRE. JDK means Java Development Kit, and the JRE means Java Runtime Environment. Okay, both things come all together. We do not have to worry. Now there is two commands, right? Java dash version and Java C dash version. Okay, these commands are used for checking that whether Java is installed or not. So by default, remember, by default, Java is not installed in any OS. Whether you have Mac OS, or whether you have Linux OS, or whether you have Windows OS, Java will not be installed by default, right? Uh, okay, or suppose you are an automation tester, anyone in this batch, so he must having it installed, but by default it will not come. You have to install it from your side additionally, right? Okay, so we'll see how to install. So these are the two commands. So Java dash version, uh, it verifies whether JRE is installed or not, and the Java C dash version, it says that whether JDK is installed or not. And these commands work in anywhere. Like you can use this command in Linux terminal, or in Mac terminal, or in Windows. So let me show you. So I'll search CMD, right, in Windows, and this is what command prompt here. If you type here Java dash version, Java dash version. So you see it's showing me a success message. So I've typed this command Java dash version, and it's saying showing this message. Means it is installed, right? Obviously, since I use it is installed. But for you guys who have not installed, it will throw an error message. What kind of error message? You will get a message like this: Java is not recognize an internal or external command. Like this, you'll get an error message. Correct. Then yeah, the next is to verify that JDK. The command is Java C dash version. Okay, Java C dash version, right? So you have to type like that, and you'll for me again, since it's installed, it will show success message like this. If it is not installed for you, it will throw an error. Correct. So now we have to install it, right? Now, which there are many versions of Java. Which one you will install, right? So generally, better Java 8 is the best choice. Um, okay, if you want to, especially if you are using JMeter, and especially for JMeter uh, purpose, Java 8 is the best option. Okay, you can use any other Java as well. We can have multiple Javas in installed in our system. It's not like that. Uh, you can install, right? But which Java to choose, I'll show you, right? So let us first see how to install. So for that purpose, go to Google and type Java download. Simple. So you'll get two links. Okay. You'll get this link called www.java.com. Ignore this link. Okay, ignore, because this is old link. Right. Earlier Java was owned by Sun Microsystem. Okay. Sun Microsystem was company, right? Company, the original developers of Java, right? Who bought Java. Now it has been purchased by Oracle, right? So the second link that you see here, so first link you have to ignore. Second link that you see here, you have to go here, right? So go here, and then you see so many Java here, right? Java 16 is there. If you just scroll down, 11 is there. If you scroll down, 8 is there. So right, so as I said, 8 is better. Go with 8, especially when you are using JMeter. Okay, but you can have other version also. If you are also a Java developer, or if you are automation developer, right? Automation tester, obviously you will be having Java, so you will be needing the latest version of Java, right? So you can install the latest version as well, and you can install Java 8 as well, right? So I'll tell you how to switch different version, do not worry. But for only for those people who need a different version of Java, they can install different version of Java. But for especially for JMeter, download Java 8. That is my recommendation. Okay, right? Java 8 from here. Okay, right? This JDK you have to download. Okay, so those people who are just learning JMeter, they should go with Java 8. Those people who are automation developer or Java developer, so they obviously they need the latest version. They must be having this in the system, their laptop, or right, or their machine. But you should have this one as well, because Java 8 works well with JMeter. That's why I'm stressing on it, right? Okay, some options are there, like Java 8 is the best choice because JVisual VM and browser option, right? Because of JVisual VM and browser option in JMeter. So what is this browser option and what is JVisual VM? That we'll see later on. We can have multiple Java version installed in our system, right? But do not add Java home path for two different version. So this I'll talk later on, right? um, Ignore that, but yeah, Java 8 is the best, right? So go for this. And how to download? So you see this JDK download, click on that. You'll see this everywhere. Even for 11 you'll see this, or even for 16 you'll see this, right? So you have to just click on that, and then you will move to next page, right? Then here you have to choose what operating system you are using, whether you want for Linux, or whether you want to have for Mac, or whether you want to have for Windows, right? In Windows also 64-bit, means generally Windows OS are of 32-bit, right? You must have heard of. Earlier all laptops were generally 32-bit. I think nowadays everyone is having 64-bit, right? 64-bit, everyone is having 64-bit OS nowadays. So you will go with this option, right? So you have to click on this link. If you are using Mac, so you have this link, correct? And then click here, and then it will ask to you have to put a check mark there, and then it will ask to log in. But sorry, it will ask to download. Once you click on download, it will ask you to log in first. Okay, so you have to create an account. You have to create an account, right? You can create an account. It's free, right? It's free, remember, no need to worry. Like how on any website we create account, so for Oracle also you have to create an account, and then you can download. Now let us say if you do not want to, means like you do not want to log in, then I can give you a link where I've kept the Java. You can download. It's on kept on Google Drive. From there you can download. Okay, so I'm sending this on chat. You people can have it. So Java 8 and Java 11 are there, right? But only install Java 8, correct? So I have pinged that on chat, right? Now once you install it, this is how it will look. Okay, you see Java 8, right? It's a exe file, very easy. You know how to install any software. You have to just double click that, and then like it will ask yes, and then you have to do just next. Okay, you have to just do next. Since I have already installed, I'll not install, but simply click on next. Then it will ask for location, like this. It will ask this thing where it will be installing. It will, and next, right? Okay, like that. You should install it. Now once the installation is completed, you go to your C drive. Where you'll go? Your C drive, right? And you go to program files. In C drive, you'll see program files will be there. You go there, and in program files, you'll see this folder will be created. What folder? The Java folder, right? Java folder. So, right after installation, and then in that you'll see JDK 1.8 and GRE 1.8 will be there, right? They will be there. Okay. Let us say any people who is installing version 11 or 16, you will not get GRE. So do not worry. Okay. Do not worry about GRE. Remember, uh, installing only JDK will do the work even if GRE is not installed. Okay. So do not worry. Only if you see that JDK folder is there, it's enough, right? This is enough. So you see, I have two version. I have version 8 and I have version 11 installed, right? So how to switch between the different version if you have multiple version installed? I'll tell you. But generally, who are beginner, you people only install Java 8. Remember, right? You should not go with multiple version. Later on, when requirement will come, you can have. So initially, those who are beginner, you should only have Java 8, and those person who are Java developer or automation and who have multiple Javas installed. So how to utilize Java 8, right? So you obviously will be having different Java, so you should also install Java 8 for JMeter. And when you are working with JMeter, how to switch to Java 8, I'll tell you. Do not worry. Okay. So this is how once the installation will be done, you'll get the Java folder in program files, and if you come inside that, you'll see JDK and GRE as well. Okay. For other version like Java 11 or 16, GRE will not be there. So there is no need to worry, right? I am repeating it. Now we have to set up the environment slash system variable or home path. So what is that, right? This is actually we have to give information in our system that where is Java installed. Okay, it's necessary. It's a necessity. Remember. Okay. So how to give that? So you go to just here in search bar in Windows and just type environment variables. Environment variables like that. If you just simply type that, you'll see this link, right? You see edit the system environment variables. You just click on that. Once you click on that, this pop-up will come, right? And you will be present here in advanced tab, right? This is system properties pop-up, and here you'll see this link, right? So open that, click on that. Once you click on that, you'll get new pop-up, means new window. You can say new, yeah, new window, right? New pop-up. Now here you'll see this is the environment variable. Here you'll see two columns, user variable and system variable. Okay. So generally those people who are working, who are having office laptop, you will not be having access for here. Means here you cannot edit anything, you do not have permission, right? But if you are using your personal laptop, you will be having permission of this and this to edit, right? So in this, right, in this if you have permission to edit in system variable, first choice should be focus that whether you have permission to edit here or not, right? Edit means make changes, right? So you see this path, you have to just select that and then click on edit, right? So click on edit. Once you click on edit, one new window will come. Here you have to just give the information about that Java. So let us say I have the JDK, right? So open JDK and open inside that JDK you'll find bin, open bin, and then this whole path, right? Whole path you copy, just select and this copy control C and put it here anywhere like this. Very simple. Okay. And I have already done here, right? You see, so I'll not do it two times, but this is how you have to do, and then you have to click on OK, right? I've already done, so let me delete. But this is how you people should do, and then click on OK, and then click on OK and OK, just OK, OK. Those people who cannot edit this, so obviously you can edit this, right? You will have the rights to edit. So here also this path is there, right? Same thing you have to do here. Just select the path, go to edit, and then put that path over here, right? This path, this Java path that you see, copy that and you put it here, right? You put it here. Okay, and then okay. So in any you can do, but I'll suggest that first preference you should do in this. If you do not have this editable, then you can do in this, right? And then click on okay, okay, right? And then what you do, you close your command prompt, any existing command prompt you have open, close, and then again reopen, right? Command prompt, and then you type those commands. Now you type those commands. You type java dash version and java c dash version, and then yeah, java dash version. Okay, so you see java dash version. So now you will get successful message. Same way you type java c dash version, java c dash version. Okay, and you'll get success message now. Okay, so once the installation is done and once the setup is done, environment variable setup, then you type this command to verify that it's showing success message or not. Okay, once this is done means it got installed. Fine. Okay, now I'll show you for those people who are having multiple versions Java, right? Only for those people. For beginner or for fresher, like no need, this part no need. So let us say those people, like suppose like here I have Java 11 and here I have Java 8, right? So suppose I want to use Java 8. So I'll copy, suppose I want to use Java 11. So I'll open Java 11, I'll copy up to bin directory, I'll open bin directory, and then I'll copy this path, right? And I'll go in system variable, system environment variable, environment variable, go to environment variable, same, go to the path here, right? Click on edit. From here you remove this, right? You remove the information about Java 8, and you put path for Java 11, right? And then click on okay, okay. So you will be right after clicking okay, okay, you will be using Java 11, right? Again, if you want to use Java 8, I just said, so again you come here and remove the information about that Java 11, right? Java 11 information you have kept, remove that and put the path for Java 8, right? So go to JDK 1.8 bin and copy this path and put that. So like that we can switch the Javas, right? Because you can have multiple Java installed, right? It's not like there is no restriction, but which Java to use, you can have multiple Java, right? But only one Java you can use, only one version, either 8, either 11, either 16, right? So that is how which one to use we can switch by changing the path in that environment variables, correct? This is only for those person who are having multiple Java. Those who are not having multiple Java, just blindly go with Java 8, right? Install Java 8 and set up the environment variable, correct? And then type this command in command prompt and verify. Okay, and yes, suppose those people who are having multiple Java, so once you change the Java, suppose you have changed to Java 11, and if you type this command, it will show you the information about Java 11. Okay, and if you are using Java 8 and if you type this command, so it will show you information about Java 8. Java 8 is represented by 1.8. Okay, 1.8, right? Fine. Now, so this is the prerequisite. After that, downloading the JMeter. Yeah, so come here, let us download the JMeter. So to download the JMeter, obviously we'll go to the website of JMeter, right? And then you have to click the download releases. So it'll come here. So this is the latest version. Now here you will get two links, right? Ignore this. The source link that you see, ignore that. Do not come here. Again, I'm repeating. I'm crossing it many times. Ignore that. We have to focus on this, right? So uh, uh, here you see two links are there. One is TGZ. TGZ. The TGZ that you see, the upper one, TGZ. This is known as tar file. It is known as tar file. Okay, tar file. This you should download this one only for Unix, right? Unix, Linux, and Linux and Ubuntu. If you want to download on Unix, Linux, and if you want to use on Unix, Linux, and Ubuntu, you should download the above one, TGZ, the tar one. Very clear. And the middle one, sorry, the down one, you see the zip, right? The zip file. It's very clear, Jeep, right? Jeep is very famous. So you should click on this. You should download this one only when you want to use on Windows, right? Windows OS or Mac OS. Mac OS, correct? Very correct, right? Mac OS. So, right, Windows and Mac. Above one is for Linux, Ubuntu, uh, Linux, Ubuntu, Unix, and below is for Windows and Mac. You just click on that and it will be downloaded. So, close this. So I'll just go to my downloads folder. So this is how once you download, it will be in this format. It will be in zip format, right? Zip. So it's zip, right? You know, it's zip means it's a compressed file. We have to decompress it, correct? Okay. So for now, whenever you basically download, by default, it goes to download folder. You'll find the downloads over here. So what I'll do, I'll copy this and I'll keep it in C drive. So I have kept in my C drive. Okay, C drive. And since it is a zip file, we have to unzip it. So you have to right click and you will see extract option. You will see on right click, right? Just click on extract or extract here. It will be extracted. Okay, so you see it's extracted, right? It's extracted. Now uh, right, so it's extracted here. Now what we have to do, you have to open that, right? Open that, open this, and inside that also you'll see bin folder. Open that. And before I show you other thing, in Windows, you go to view. Okay, you go to view and you go and you click on details. Okay, you go to view and you click on details and you put a check mark over here. You put a check mark over here, right? If you do like that, you will get a view like me. How it's you see detail like file here, the dates, a type of file, size. Look at this kind of view you will get. Right? It's a beautiful view. Okay, so you keep that setting, right? Now in the bin, now we are going to launch the JMeter. See, uh, installation is not required, right? Remember, JMeter is a download and use tool. Okay, remember, there is no installation required, just a download and use tool, right? We do not have to. You just download, you just unzip it and start using it. That is the beauty of JMeter. Okay, so right now launch, right? Launching. So there are three ways to launch JMeter. One is through GUI mode. So I'll show you through first we'll see through GUI, then through non-GUI mode or CLI mode, that is also known as command prompt mode. Okay, so today we'll cover these two. This third one will cover after few days. Okay, so yeah. So when you open JMeter, you will get bin directory. When you get bin directory, inside that you will see jmeter.bat file, right? Jmeter dot. Simply double click on that. Double click on, and you will see JMeter getting launched. First, a console will come. This dark console. This dark console is known as JMeter console. Okay, this console is known as JMeter console, and then this JMeter will come. This is how JMeter looks, and by default it will be in dark color. Okay. It will be in this color. First time who are launching JMeter, you will see this in dark color. Since dark color no one likes, right, or you will find difficulty in working with dark color, you can change the color. How to change the color? You see these options over here, right? You go to options, you go to look and feel, and you can choose this metal. I believe it's favorite for me as well, and you will also like it. So click on metal and it will ask to restart. Just restart, right? Click on restart, or you can click on no as well, right? And you'll see the color will change, right? Plus, you'll see these things will be looking very small, right? So you can make it bigger by zooming. Go to options and click on zoom in, right, like this. Click on zoom in, and you can make the text, right? The text we see, you can make it bigger, right? You see, it's happening bigger, right? Now, right. So that is about this. Download URL. I have pinged above, right, in chat. Then, right. So yeah. So then coming to changing the color, right? We got, and the zooming this text we got, right? Now about this console. So first this console will come, then this JMeter will open. And this is the JMeter. This is how it looks. Very simple, right? You think it's very simple, then what we use? Yeah, it's depth. It's in depth. Okay. First time when you launch, you'll see it's very simple looking. No, it's very elements are there. We'll cover that. But this is how it looks, right? And this console you should not close. You see this cross mark, you should not close. Right? Do not close. Do not close.
Well, I have one
Okay.
small doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
After downloading the JMeter, right? That executable jar will be there, right? That is coming in a format of nch.express.zip.jar, like that it is coming. So what
Where?
might be the problem?
What you were
Uh,
saying?
yeah, you have that apache.jar, right? Executable jar file. Yeah, that one is coming as nch.express.zip.jar, like that after downloading for me. What might be the problem?
I think you have download from wrong. Which one you have download?
No, that zip one only. Apache JMeter zip. Yeah,
You have clicked on this link?
yeah. Same.
No, no. I'm saying here. Here four links are there. Okay. This you ignore.
Okay.
Either the here you click on here or you click here. The zip one.
Yeah,
Do not go
I
for this
clicked that zip
SHHSH.
down. Yeah, I clicked on
Try
zip one only.
try again, and then we'll see
Yeah,
after
sure.
end of the
Yeah,
session,
sure,
right?
sure. Yeah,
Click
sure. Thank
here.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So coming back, yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I was talking about the console, right? So the console you should not close. If you close the console, JMeter will also be closed. They are interdependent on each other, right? So you can minimize, you can keep as a minimize, you can keep at a minimize. Fine. We do not worry about that console, but sometimes the console is important. It whenever you work on JMeter, sometimes JMeter throws information on this console. It is helpful. So in future when we'll be using, I'll show you what kind of messages comes, right? And on this console there will be you will always see this informational message, right? You will always see this informational message, so do not worry about. It's just a message. Okay, informational message. Okay, now so this is how to launch the JMeter through .bat file. Okay, there is one more way to launch, that is through jar file, but that is optional. Means you see this JMeter.jar, you can launch through here as well. If you just double click, again JMeter will be launched. So but I will suggest not to use that one. Okay, means it's the option, right? You see a JMeter coming here, but always prefer to launch JMeter through .bat file only, because going forward you will get a difference. Like through .bat file we get some options like we get the console and plus changing the heap size. Now what is this heap size, we'll see obviously this later on, right? But yeah, so bat file is good, right? Launching it through .bat file, fine. This is optional. Plus one more thing, remember, indirectly whenever you launch JMeter, indirectly it calls this jar file only indirectly. So when you are launching JMeter through this, you are launching actually through this only. Okay, but we have to launch through this, okay, as a best practice. Now we'll talk about how to launch from non-GUI mode or through CLI mode, command line interface, because that is important, right? So I have closed that JMeter. Now we'll learn how to launch through command line, through commands, right? So to launch through commands, what we have to do, we have to like obviously open command prompt. So type command prompt. Then using CD command, you have to move to the bin directory. So you see JMeter is kept in C drive, then this is the folder, then this. So you see this is the path. You have to copy this path and using the CD command, CD and then path like that you have to type and you have to just enter the button, hit the enter button, and you see now you are pointing to that bin directory, right? The command prompt is pointing to the bin directory. Now what you have to do here, you just type JMeter, simple. But I can before we come here, I will show you. Uh, 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 yeah, there are we can write other thing as well, jmeter dot bat. So simply type jmeter dot bat here. Wait, jmeter dot bat dot bat, right? Like this also you can launch. Just type and hit the enter button. So you'll observe that this command prompt will become the JMeter console. This message will come. You see this message has came, and you'll see JMeter getting launched. Right? Okay. That way we can do. Or let me close this. And through jar also we can launch through command prompt. So I'll show you again. Go to the CMD and using CD command. Let us move to that directory. Let us move till bin directory, right? CD command means CD is used for change directory. Okay, now I'm pointing to the bin directory. Now if you want to launch JMeter through this jar, right, from non-GUI mode, this is called non-GUI mode, right? This mode is called as non-GUI mode, means non-graphical user interface mode, and this is known as graphical user, right? When we do something through mouse, that is called uh, graphical, and when we do something through command prompt, uh, right, we that is known as non-GUI mode or CLI mode. Okay, now uh, right, so here if you want to launch to the jar, so what is the command? Just for reference, java dash jar and that jar file. Okay, so you just type your java space dash jar and a space and this jar file, right? This jar file complete, right? Apache jmeter dot jar complete, you have to type here. You can either type it same to same. Here I've just copy pasted and then type like this. So again you see this console, right? Here the message came and we got the JMeter, right? And I just said if you we should not close this console. If you close this console, the JMeter will also be gone. So you see that JMeter also it went away. We have to just minimize the console, right? So this is how we download. We can launch to .bat or .jar. But instead of making so much complicated, you simply type JMeter, right? You open the command prompt CMD, then you navigate using CD command. CD command means change directory, and you navigate to this bin directory, like CD and that complete file path, right? You see till bin directory, hit the enter button. Now you see the cursor is pointing in the bin directory, means currently using command prompt we are in the bin directory now, right? And simply you type JMeter, simply JMeter, not simply just JMeter, and you hit the enter button. Very simple, right? Just remember that. No need to worry about those .bat. Another thing, just for reference, I taught that. Okay. So you see, you got the JMeter here, and yeah, that console got converted into. We get this message here. Means it's this is the JMeter console now, and this is the JMeter. Okay. So this is how we launch through non-GUI mode as well. Now, a few things. So best practice is to launch through .bat file if you are launching from GUI mode. If you are launching from non-GUI mode, and if you type jmeter.bat, or if you simply type jmeter, automatically launches through .bat only, right? .bat only. Now this one optional setting, optional point, if possible, right? If possible, launch the JMeter with administrator privilege in your system, either from GUI mode or non-GUI mode. It helps in creating registry entry for JMeter in Windows. Okay, this step is not mandatory. Remember, it's a suggested option. So just one time, first time, whenever you have JMeter, you should launch it through administrator privilege. How to do that? So you see jmeter.bat, right click on that, and you click on run as administrator, right? So just one time you have to do that, but again, it's not mandatory. It's just a suggested option. Nothing will happen if you do not do, but if you do that, it will be better only. Okay, let us say in your office laptop you do not have administrator privilege, so you cannot do. Okay, obviously you cannot do, so no need to worry, right? No need to worry. And sometimes this administrator privilege helps launching the JMeter if .bat file is not working. So that time also launching the JMeter through administrator privilege helps. Meaning sometime what happen, if you double click here, you'll see the JMeter is not getting launched, right? So we have two option for that. If you are double click on this jmeter.bat, and if you see JMeter is not getting launched, so we have two solutions, right? You can launch the JMeter by right clicking and through administrator or through command, right? Through command. Okay. Sometimes few people are facing issue by double clicking, they are not uh, getting JMeter started. So these two solutions are there, right? Remember, one solution is through administrator and one is through command prompt. Okay. Next, yeah. So importance of launching JMeter from CLI or non-GUI mode, right? So you will be wondering like why we launch through CLI mode, right? Because there are many reasons for that. One reason is that sometime while launching the JMeter from GUI, the jmeter.bat may not work, right? Means I said, right? If you double click here, you will see nothing is happening. JMeter is not getting launched. So two solutions are there. As I said, one solution is either we can launch it through administrator privilege or through non-GUI mode. So that is the beauty of launching through non-GUI mode. Then load testing. Okay, remember load testing, right? Obviously we are going to put the load, correct? That is why we are learning performance testing, putting the load, right? 1000 users, 2000 users, and testing that is what performance testing, right? That whether my application can sustain that many user load or not, right? And whether it's giving the response time, right? Fast response time or not, that is what user load, right? Load testing. So that is done in non-GUI mode only, right? Then okay, then on Mac OS or on Linux or Ubuntu, JMeter is launched through non-GUI mode as well. Fine. Okay, so that is
Hello.
another
Can I ask
important.
questions, sir, or later session we can ask if I have
Pardon?
any doubts? I have one doubt. Can I ask now or the later session?
No, if you have like related to the current topic I'm explaining, then you can ask, or something different, then you
Okay.
ask in the last.
Okay. No, you have mentioned that this one, right, for Linux and Mac, all those stuff for the 1,000 user, 2,000 users. Okay. Normally, what kind of system configuration we need to buy? It's a normal system. It's a fine to download this JMeter, or do I need to purchase any higher end systems
No, no, you
for
do not
to,
have
to
to purchase that. It's a
Mhm.
normal system because you are not going to put the load, right? Your office will provide those things, so you do not have to worry. You learn JMeter and you learn how
Okay.
to use it. How
If
many
a
users?
client is asking to make a setup, okay, for 1,000 users,
That
so
yeah, that I will explain later on that how with what system configuration, how much load you can put. Okay, that is
oh,
yeah.
okay, okay, fine, fine, fine.
For
Thank you.
yourself, for your learning, you do not have to purchase any. You just purchase a normal laptop. Eight.
Normal backup is fine. Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you. Okay, sir.
yeah. Okay, so that client, another thing that projects, it's a company requirement. The company will bother, but the information like how much system will put, how much user load, those things we'll certainly learn going forward.
Okay, sir, fine. So during
Now,
this session, we will verify, load all those stuff with real-time project, all those stuff with.
yeah.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, so JMeter is launched through non-GUI mode only in Mac and Linux OS, so that is also important. And then there is third launching mode, right? As you said, you see, uh, proxy mode, right? The third launching mode, which I have not covered, but we'll cover it later after a few days. So that is done through non-GUI mode only. So you see why the non-GUI mode is more important, right? We GUI mode is there, but non-GUI mode is there, and non-GUI mode holds more important because so many things is done through non-GUI mode. What is non-GUI mode? The command, right? What the stuff that we are going to this command, that it's you do not have to worry about commands are very simple, right? You see, just cd command, we navigated to bin directory, and then we type jmeter getting launched, right? Same way I'll give you commands to launch on Mac and Linux as well, right? If you have Mac OS, we'll see that. Then we had the application walkthrough of jmeter, right? How it was looking. So it's look very simple initially. Later on, when we start using it, you'll see we'll see other uses as well. Okay, let it launch. Yeah, so this is how it looks, very simple. Whatever other things tabs are there as we use, I'll explain those, right? Then a default color will be dark color or black color. You can change to any other color. Then jmeter is download and use tool, we have seen that, right? Then jmeter directory can be carried to any location, means like you see, I downloaded the Jeep and then I kept in C drive and then I've extracted. Suppose you do not want to keep in C drive, you want to keep in D drive or in E drive, you can put there as well, right? It's just easily movable. You have to just move here and there because it's not installation, it's just download and use, right? So you can move here and there. Then you can rename the main directory if you wish, right? Okay, but while renaming, remember one thing: avoid any space or a special character, right? In naming of any file or directory, especially when you are using with JMeter, right? So I'll tell you. So let us say that this is the JMeter main folder name, or we say directory name, right? I see it's very big, so I can make it short. So I'll click on rename here, and then let us say I'll just make it like JMeter underscore version 5.4.1, and this is September batch, September. Okay, like that. I'll give some name, right? So I'm okay. It's saying it's in use. Let me close the JMeter and then try again. So you see, you can change the main name, okay, but you can only change the main name. Do not change anything over here. You see this bin directory or anything, or inside bin you see anything. Do not change anything, okay? Yeah, only the main directory name, you can keep it short, right? If you see it's very large, you can keep it short, right? And one more thing, as you said, that while renaming, do not give any space or a special character in naming of any file or directly, especially when using them with JMeter, right? You remember, you understand, means let us say I have given the name, right, JMeter. So what I am giving, I have given underscore, right? Here also underscore. I am not giving any space, right? So any space, like you see here, program files is there, right? So in program and files, there is space is there, right? So those kind of thing, a space or any other special character you should not use, especially whenever you are naming a file or a folder. You should not do that. You remember this, okay? Going forward, this will be very helpful. This while renaming any file, right, any file or any directory, you should not use any space or any special character. If you want to make a difference, like let us say I want to make a difference here, jmeter then underscore version, right? So I've given underscore, so underscore you can use, or a hyphen you can use, but other special character you should not use, or a space, right? A space, you see, right, you see this program and then file, in that one a space is there, you should not use, especially when you are working with JMeter. Otherwise, you will get errors. Otherwise, you will get error. So very important point. Okay, remember that. Note it down. And last thing, you can create a shortcut for JMeter.bat on desktop. So how to create? let us say I'll go inside this, then inside this pin, and you see jmeter dot bat. Right click on this and go to send and send on desktop, right? So you'll observe that on the desktop a shortcut has been created, right? Why this shortcut? Because whenever you want to launch jmeter, always you have to open c drive, right? Then this, and then bin directory. So it's long process, right? Now I have created a shortcut here. So if I simply double click on that, directly I can open from my desktop as well, right? You see, like that. So my time will be saved, right? Yeah. Then next, few commands for Mac. So how we launch on Mac, I'll tell. So on Mac also Java will not be installed. So you have to install the Java, JRE, and JDK. So the Mac user, he will be knowing how to. So you have to go to Java website, right? And you see you have to choose the Java for Mac, right? And you have to download and install. Correct. And then download the JMeter, right? Uh, to zip file, unzip it, and you have to open the terminal, and using ls and cd command in Mac, you just move to the bin directory and you type this command shjmeter.sh. In Windows, what we are typing, we are just typing jmeter, right? Very simple, and it's getting launched. But in Mac, you have to type sh space jmeter.sh. Okay, and all this process there also you have to do, right? Same way on Linux, right? On Linux, you have to download, again there also Java will not be there, so you have to install the Java. These commands to check Java installation will check the Java installation, right? As I said, these commands uh, will be working there as well, right? It's a universal command. It works on Unix, Mac, Linux, Windows, everywhere. Now to install Linux, Java JDK on Linux, you just type this command on the terminal in Linux. You can install easily. You type this command. After that, you type this command and you type this command, Java 8 will be automatically installed. You do not have to download, right? And then through command prompt, you type wget and the source path. So how to get the server? So in the in command prompt, generally in Linux, we all, or Mac, or sorry, Linux or Unix or Ubuntu, everything we do through command prompt, right? So there, how to download using command prompt? So you have to write wget, right, like this, a space, and the source path. The source path from where you get? From the website of JMeter. So for Linux, this above one we will be needing, right? So right click here and you see copy link address, right? So you click on that and just paste it here, like this. Not here, not here. It's Windows, right? In Linux terminal, right? There you have to type like this, and it will download you that tar file. Okay, that tgz is known as tar file. Okay, tar file. Once you have the tar file, you have to unzip it. Okay, so for that, this is a command tar space data xf and that file name, right? And then ls command list directory, then cd command, you have to change to the jmeter directory, cd bin, move to the bin directory, and there you have to type /jmeter, right? And then jmeter will be launched, right? But for Mac and Linux, for Mac you can do, it's easy. For Linux, you do not worry. If you are stuck, always the IT guys are there. Their job is the launching and other thing. Okay, so you can have an idea. Means they will help you, right? But this is the process. Right? So that is for today. Tomorrow will not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is no session. Day after tomorrow will be demo 3. We'll start some core concepts of performance testing, right? We'll talk about server protocol, performance testing life cycle, right? We'll talk about HTTP protocol, response headers, get put method. So this will then we'll talk about architecture, cookies, server side, client side, thick client, thin client, different. So this will take 3 days, right? Day 3, day 4, day 5. Yeah. Then after that, again we'll enter in JMeter from day 6. Okay, so that will be the agenda. So thank you. Now, any doubt you have, let me know.
For installation, I have some problem when I can connect, if possible.
Yeah, now only I'll see. Okay, so I'll stop the recording. So others, when